Hey yo, it's Lano and welcome back to another episode of my hardcore let's play. In last episode, we went and we got Dandy, our new guest, and then we have gotten a new horse over here as well. And that's pretty much majority of last episode. That, and then we did a little bit of decorating around here and whatnot. I mean, it wasn't anything too crazy. But in this episode, I want to go back down here in the caves and I want to finally get all of the diamonds for, well, the rest of my gear because I'm quite tired of running around here with iron tools, and quite frankly, it's getting old. It's getting very, very old, and I need to do something about that. So I think that's going to be where we start today's episode. I would also like to go and get resources to make an enchantment tower or building or something of the sort around here. I don't know if it's going to be a tower or what yet. I typically find myself building enchantment towers, so maybe I'll try to do something a little bit different this time around. But yeah, that's kind of the goal that I have in mind for today's episode. I have no idea where I'm going to put the thing. I don't know how I'm going to build it just yet or anything like that. But again, right now the goal is just to go and get diamond tools. So I'm going to go and do that real quick. Diamond tools have now been acquired, and I've been running around here trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. So I do know that I want to tweak this area, though I don't think that's going to be a today thing. What I think I want to start with today, however, is clearing out all of this back here, and then start making like a little fishing dock out here, and maybe a little fishing shack. And I know what you're thinking. Lane, this is hardcore. You should probably be trying to progress, right? Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. I definitely need to be doing that. So what I'm currently thinking is once this is cleared out and I get a fishing shack in, probably somewhere inside of the interior of said fishing shack, I'm going to make an enchantment setup because I really want to go on ahead and get the enchantments going. So I'm going to try to get that taken care of, but I also came to the realization that I don't have enough paper, nor do I have enough leather. So I'm definitely gonna have to bring some cows over here and breed them up and try to get some leather together. I want to do a cow crusher, but it's probably not going to be today because I don't really have anywhere that I want to hide one of those. But I have gone ahead and started planting some sugarcane out here, and this is going to be a great step forward into getting this started. This honestly shouldn't take too long. It's never taken too long for me to get paper, but getting leather, that's going to be the tricky part. So I'm going to go ahead and start clearing this out and getting some cows moved over here somewhere. And it's going to be an ugly little pen for the cows for the time being. Probably just put them over there or something. And just keep breeding them up and getting some leather in the meantime while I'm clearing all of this out. So I think I'm going to go on ahead and get started on that. The land has been cleared out over here, and I did make a cow pen, and I'm just going to keep breeding these cows up for a little while longer just so I can have backup leather and food and whatnot. And down here, I've just gone ahead and started planting all of the sugarcane, though this is all going to get relocated anyway because I don't really want this down here. I've got other ideas for this area, and quite frankly, a redstone sugarcane farm is way too easy for me not to do one of those, so I'm going to end up doing one of those at some point as well. But the focus right now is getting over here and trying to get situated. So I want to get a dock put in out here first and foremost. I want to figure out how I want the dock to look, and then I'm going to base the color palette for the actual build here off of whatever I do out here, because I don't want to put in the build right here and it end up being too samey as the dock or vice versa. And sure, I could do the build first and then change up the dock, but I kind of have a vision for the dock. Well, not so much of a vision, but more of a rough outline for it, as I mean, it's a pretty typical thing for me to build. I've got ideas for this area, and I just need to go on ahead and get started on that. So I need to get blocks, I need to get resources. I have no idea exactly how I'm going to do all of this yet. I'm just I guess I'm just gonna start placing blocks and we're gonna see what happens. I've got a little dock put in place now and I kind of like it, but it is super simple. Now I tried doing something a little different with it and I put dark oak down here at the very bottom because it's a little bit darker than the spruce. So it kind of makes it look like it's gotten more water damage down there as you'd kind of expect with it being underwater. And then it goes into the spruce and into the stripped spruce and the oak logs up here. And I think that adds a nice little gradient, which also gives it that bonus effect of just a little bit of realism from the damage that the water could do to the area. And then I also added in some trapdoors, and I did the same thing as I did inside the house with the barrels in the floor, just because it kind of helps add a little bit more texture. Like, these two things are very similar, but they are also very different when you look at them. And then not to mention, I just really love the look of the upside down barrels right here with the little outline going around it. I think that is super nice to have in a design like this. So I'm kind of happy with that. And because I've got this, I now have a little bit of an idea as to what I want to do for the actual fishing building. And I think I'm going to just put it right here. And I have a couple of ideas, but again, I don't really know until I start placing blocks, especially considering I'm not using schematics for this at all. So I guess I've just got to place some blocks and we'll see what comes of it. I've got a shape put in now, and I am kind of happy with this. Now, I know this is a little bland and still needs more texturing and depth and stuff, and, well, it's not even halfway finished yet, but that's not the point. Right here, I'm kind of thinking I'm going to have a staircase leading up to a doorway right here. There's going to be windows and stuff, obviously, in here as well. What I'm kind of thinking is down here is going to be where the bulk of the storage is going to go. It's going to be where any fish and, you know, just whatever else is going to be stored. And then I'm probably going to make a little basement floor down here or something just for the enchantment setup. And then up there, there's going to be like a little cafe or restaurant or something of the sort. I'm not entirely sure just yet. I haven't planned all of that out. But as I was running around, I did kind of get a little bit of a vision. I'm kind of picturing a path breaking off right here and going down there and connecting up with the dock. And then the path also wrapping around this side and going all the way around and down and connecting up as well. And then I'm kind of imagining another field kind of like this, like right here in the center somewhere. I'm not sure how I plan on doing it. I've got the idea mapped out in my head, but we will actually see what happens later. As you guys know, I am very indecisive, so we'll see what comes of that. But right now, this is the progress that's been made, and I'm kind of happy with it. So from here, I think I just need to finish building. Let's take a step back and get a good look at what we've got here so far. So what I am noticing immediately is this roof is incredibly bland. I do not like how flat this is. One thing about me is I've never been great at doing roofs, but I've got to get better at it at some point. And one thing I can tell just by looking at it right here and now is this is incredibly bland, especially back here from this angle. I'm not liking this. I think it's a little too flat. There's not much happening here. And if the hill is going to be up here, well, that's going to be right in our line of sight. So I need to do something different with that. I might take a page out of my book over here and do another tower or a little chimney or something back here. Probably both, just to break this up because this is a little too plain for me. Other than that, I do like the shape that I've got going here so far. It's another little L-shaped build, kind of like the house over there, but obviously in just a little bit of a different style. I mean, I like it. I think it's kind of cool. It's a little bland, honestly, but for me to not be planning out builds, this is really not that bad. And, well, once I get done texturing and detailing and everything, then it's not going to be so bland. So I think this is something I can work with. But right now, I just really have got to go and work on that roof because I can't stand this. This is way too bland for me. I think I am finally done now, and as you could probably see from that time lapse, I did make a path going all the way around. Now, I know I mentioned earlier that I kind of wanted two paths, one branching off right here and wrapping around, and then one right here going around. And I kind of still want this path going around right here, but I'm not sold on it. I've got other ideas that I want to try in this area, but this will probably come much later. For now, the path is just simple. It's coming around the house and it's going all the way around here, connecting up to the dock and to the fishing shack. So down here, I have got this little storage area with a little bit of crafting stuff, and I've still got all of my other junk in here at the moment. I'll get rid of that later, but you can see that basically this is just very minimalistically decorated. It's nothing but storage and a little bit of function. And if I go down here, this is where I've got the enchantment setup. Now, the enchantment setup is, well, it's pretty bland. This little room is not very well decorated at all, but it does have a little bit of decoration, I guess, with the cracked deep slate bricks and the regular deep slate bricks, and then the contrasting colors with the birch and the dark oak and the deep slate, and then the tuff. Now this tuff on the ceiling, I did the polished tuff, and then whatever these ones are called, I can't remember. But I really love this combination for a tile ceiling. This is really cool. I mean, this could work as a floor as well, but I really, really like this as a ceiling as well. So I'm really happy that I did that. But I've got the enchantment set up here, and it is functioning, though right now. Oh, okay, earlier it was showing level 24 still, so I'm glad that that finally updated. I did go on ahead and enchant a diamond sword. Now well, hold on, here's this. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that because I don't want smite 1. I did that to refresh enchantments earlier, but yeah, so I did at least go on ahead and get that achievement, and this room is now fully functioning. So I've got the lapis stored in here, and then I've got a grindstone, and I've got a couple of anvils for when I need those, and that's pretty much it for down here. Now, if I go all the way out here and then I go upstairs in here, there's a little bit of an interior, not much. It's basically like a little cafe or something or another. I don't really know, but basically this is the reception desk, and then little seating for well, customers and whatnot, little paintings. I mean, this entire building is not very decorated, but there is a little bit of an interior. Now, you guys just have to remember that, well, interiors are no bueno for Leno. So the fact that I did those, well, that says a lot. But overall, I am really happy with the build. So I did put on that up there, as I mentioned earlier, and that brought out a lot in this build, and also the little fireplace up there, the little chimney. That's the word I'm looking for, chimney. And then I added a little bit more shape to these windows by adding in these staircases right here, and then changed up what I was doing here and put some flower pots and then a little bit of greenery down here at the bottom just to break up all of the gray down here. And all in all, I think I am done with this build. I think I'm really, really happy with it. And I mean, I really can't wait to get started on utilizing it. I plan on spending a lot of time out here fishing. As you can see, I just ate my last fish, so I kind of need to spend time out here anyway. I got to get levels and I've got to get food, so I'm probably going to just store all of my fish and, well, any other junk or treasure items that I fish up out of here in here. And yeah, that's pretty much the plan. I mean, I'm really happy with this build. It's super, super simple, but at the same time, I can't really complain. I think it fits the area. And if I look at it with the eyes of someone who's looking at it for sightlines, up here, it adds a nice little sightline right here. It just leaves a little bit of this water exposed, and it just adds this. I don't know how to explain it, but it looks good there. Well, Dandy is kind of in the way, but it looks good there, and I'm happy with it. And then the same if I run all the way over here and then look over at it here. Let me get over here real quick and see from down here. You just get a little peek of it, and as you get up, more of it gets exposed, and then you see the dock, and then it just kind of draws your eyes into wanting to go over there and take a closer look at it. I farm all of my spruce up there, and this building looks really cool from up there too, so you're just gonna have to take my word on that. I'm not running all the way up there, but I will free cam up so you guys can get just a little bit of a lay of the land, I guess. And I mean, this path, I really like it. It just needs to be a little bit textured, and then I feel like the curve right here is a little sharp for my taste, so I might tweak that. But overall, I am really happy with how this whole area has turned out. And yeah, I mean, this has been just a few days of building, and tweaking and designing and a couple of hours of interior work, but I'm really happy with this. And while I'm happy with this and I want to keep going, I can't keep going. This is where I have to wrap up today's episode. As always, if you've enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to show your support by liking the video, commenting down below, subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and be sure to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. Also, be sure to check the links down in my description. Those links include the merch link for, well, the Lucky Lane Zero merch if you want to support me, and my Twitch link where I do stream over on Twitch at least 2 or 3 times a week. So maybe you guys don't want to miss out on that because I do play games other than Minecraft over there. Anyway, that's enough for me. Thank you all for watching. Love you all. I will see you all in the next one.